Good afternoon now. Welcome to Yarn Lane. I'm Wendy Gardner and I am joined, I'm going to say the first name and Anna's going to say the second name. Anna, who has a wonderful accent. So Anna is a total expert when it comes to design in knitting and crochet. And today what we have got are some fabulous crocheted sock patterns.
Crochet socks, yeah.
And what I particularly like as well is the shawl. You've got this really lovely shawl. She was wearing it, but she's taken it off to show.
Taking it off to show, yeah. So you
now, you know, we're allowed to be outside now. We're allowed to sit and have a coffee outside.
So it's
pop
perfect,
a shawl,
absolutely
perfect for that.
Pop a shawl, however way you like to wear it. I love a shawl. I
think that's gorgeous. Yeah,
and
absolutely gorgeous.
A good crescent shaped shawl, it's perfect because it really wraps around you really well. So if you wear it, whether you want to wear it around your shoulders or around your neck, it just wraps really nicely.
Yeah, see how that looks lovely.
Yeah, it just wraps you around.
Yes.
It's like a hug.
Yes, that's the only hug we're allowed at the moment. So have a shawl hug.
Yeah, have a shawl hug.
Now, all of the kits are on pre-order because last time we had these sock kits on, they did sell out. So just be warned, they are all on pre-order. Go along to yarnlane.com, and if you've already got an account with Sewing Street, it's the same details, so no worries there. If you click Watch Live, scroll down, and then you'll see all of the pre-order section there with all the different things. So the shawls and then the new socks. Now these sock patterns are new today, aren't they?
They are brand new.
New yarns, new patterns.
They are.
So that is what we're going to. So we're going to start with the sock patterns.
Yes.
Okay. So this pattern is called Totton, which actually is a place near Southampton. But there we are.
It is.
It is.
It is. That's where it gets its name from.
Oh, is it?
Yes,
is it?
it is. Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
My father-in-law used to live there.
Oh, really?
So,
okay. Oh, that's nice.
So we're going to start with this one, Jade and Grey. So what you get in your kit are 3 hanks of yarn and also the patterns, the very clear, beautifully presented patterns. Oh, look at that. So it's all really, really clear with illustrations. Now what you get with a sock is really good. This is strong, but my goodness, soft.
Oh yes, it's gorgeous.
It's
yarn.
beautifully soft. And
it's
it has some nylon
yarn
in, doesn't it?
It does, because it's the strength for your socks. Because
Yes.
you need nylon in sock yarn and you need high twist so your socks do not, rub off quickly. So,
Yes.
so they last a lot longer.
Yeah.
So that's what you really need. Yeah.
Because I remember when I watched the video prior to the last sock show of yours that I did, that's what I learnt on
Yes.
that. Yeah, that it's important to have the nylon
Absolutely. And in sock yarn, you need, as I said, high twist and nylon in it to give you the strength for your socks.
because once you've made them, you want to be able to wear them for a long time, don't
in
you?
your shoes, of course.
So look at these beautiful colours. So you can make any one of these.
So yes, so the pattern gives you 3 variations. Your yarn kit is for the middle ones. So it's these ones here.
Okay.
So it's the mid. Oh, there you go. There I am. So it's these ones here. So these ones with the medium leg. I've got the other ones just to show you, but you don't get the yarn in the kit for that. All you do is for the middle sock. So in the pattern, you get the variation for a short sock, long leg sock. But in your kit, you get the medium length sock, which is a wonderful length,
Okay, but the
actually.
instructions for all 3 are in
Oh,
here.
absolutely. The instructions are there for all 3, so you can make how many, whatever you wish.
But if you want to make the colourful ones, you'll need to add some more colours,
Oh,
in other words. Yes.
Yes.
Or you can make it in just the 2 colours. So that's your first kit. So this one, what are we calling this one, did you say? Jade and Grey. This is Jade and Grey. So it's £20.99p, which gives you the 3 hanks and these amazing, very comprehensive instructions. Grey and Mustard. So again, it's the same instructions.
Oh, I love the grey and mustard.
And this is the Grey and Mustard. This is the one that Anna has there as the example.
It's
it's a lovely colour mix, isn't it? That really is lovely.
Gorgeous. I love a mustard.
Yes, it's very in, isn't it, at the moment, the sort of mustardy yellow. So
Gorgeous
again,
colour,
I mean,
that
I
one.
can't stop touching this yarn because it is very soft.
Yeah.
It's lovely. And it has got that nylon content for its longevity. So again, lovely instructions, tells you how to do it. It's got the size charts there as well.
does,
So you
yeah.
should, and it's this one that you sew toe up.
These ones are toe up with the short row heels.
Okay. So you do that, and you're going to explain that
Of
as
course,
we go
yes,
through.
absolutely.
So that's the second kit, and this is the third.
Yeah, I've got
Third
a
and
sample for
final. So
one
this
as well.
one, this is very subtle.
It's beautiful.
This is green
very
and
gentle.
grey. So it's very gentle.
Yeah.
So it's making up quite a robust sock, isn't
Oh,
it? It's a
yes.
lovely snuggly sock.
Really nice sock. Really, really lovely sock. So this one I'm holding up the large size.
That's the that's the large
Yeah, so
size,
this is the
and they are
largest
unisex, so you can make
The
them
up,
for
of course.
him indoors as well as her indoors.
Anyone,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. These would be brilliant for my walking boots, and actually my walking boots have this sort of colour, and in fact this colour in it, because you know me with my colours. I've got like a knitted border on them. Anyway, beside the point. So yes, I mean you just choose your favourite colourways. All of them are this beautiful wool, which is a mixture of the wool, which has got the twist, and the nylon
Yes.
for the robustness, the longevity.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, I mean, I wish I could, you know, like you scratch and sniff. I wish I could do feel and thing to share with you. It's so lovely and soft. I know this will be really comfortable to wear.
It's a beautiful yarn.
It's beautiful.
Yes. It's fine superwash merino and nylon. It's beautiful yarn.
Yes,
It's very soft.
very soft, lovely. Oh, we've had a message, Beverly. Hi all on the show. Always so happy to see Anna.
Aw,
Such a great teacher, and her passion for her craft is infectious.
Oh, that's so nice.
Just
Thank
love
you.
her
Oh,
teaching.
Beverly,
Well,
thank
I
you.
know, I agree totally. So, without more ado, where do we begin?
Right.
Yes, drum roll,
First of all-
please.
First of all, I would like to show you how to start your heel. So, first of all, actually, before any of that, I want to discuss sizing. So obviously, crochet fabric works very different than knitted like fabric. So crochet fabric stretches more lengthwise than widthwise. So when you're choosing your size, you need to be very aware of that. When I choose my size, because I've got wide feet, so I always go for the larger size and make the length for the medium size, because my shoe size is size 6, but because I have got wide feet, I always go for the large size. My pattern, or this pattern, or any of my sock patterns, come in 3 sizes. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. So as I said, I will always, for myself, because of my chubby feet, chubby short feet,
I will not short at 6. That's
6, well, short-ish, come on, short-ish. So I will always do the largest size in width, but the medium size in length. So this is it's very important that, as I said, crochet fabric stretches differently than a knitted fabric. When knitted fabric stretches well both ways, in crochet you don't have that much give going lengthways. But
so I know that this is going to be a daft question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you try it on before when you get to the heel,
Yes,
so that
you
you can actually know to lengthen it a bit further if you need to?
Yes. So usually, because
It wasn't daft then.
because you're making toe-up socks, it's very easily for you to try them on as you work them. When you are ready to do your heel, you will stop just before your ankle bone. So you will know that, you know, I'm kind of just on the edge of ankle bone, so I need to stop to do my heel. So that's kind of, you gauge it in by that, or just go by the measurements given in a pattern. But when you are ready for your heel, so obviously a heel is beautiful, kind of curvy thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. But to achieve this wonderful curve, this heel is worked in short rows. So we do it as a short row heel in crochet. So this is what I want to show you how to do now. So when you are ready, obviously your sock will be a lot longer than this swatch. Otherwise you have tiny little feet. So when you're ready to do your heel, I'm going to do the heel for the left sock, because obviously for the left socks is placed at the front of your work and as you work, and for the right foot is placed at the back of your work. So it's kind of...
It's easier for you to demo.
Yeah, absolutely. So this one is for the left foot. So when you are ready, when you think you are ready for your heel, you will place your sock so your toes are nicely flat. You see, so they're nicely flat. And now you're going to place a stitch marker on the edge here. So that will help you to know that your heel will be placed in the right position. Because obviously you want your heel to be in the right position to your toe. You don't want it to be askew. Otherwise, you're going to have a wonky sock, and you don't want that. Nobody wants a wonky sock. So you see, so if you place it, you see, it inlines perfectly, your toe inlines perfectly with your heel. So this is what we are doing here. So when you are ready, you will change your collar. I usually change my collar at the last stage of my double crochet. So when you've got when you're doing your last double crochet and you've got 2 loops on hook, what I will usually do, I will grab my new yarn and just finish off my double crochet. That's UK double crochet, that would be US single crochet. And finish off my double crochet in a new collar. So now I am ready for my heel. For your heel, you will work on the half the number of stitches of your sock. So for us here, because I'm making this the smallest size, you will just go by obviously what the pattern says, but I will work here until the half number of my stitches of my sock. Let me just do this quickly. Oopsie daisy. I'm also enclosing the ends of my yarn as I'm working, purely because it saves me a bit.
Well, I was going to ask you that. What do you have to do with that?
It just saves me.
So you're kind of like laying them along the row so that you're actually doing it as you...
Yeah, I just kind of enclose them in the stitch at the back. So then when I'm ready to weave them in, I just weave them in by one and then they just cut. It's, you know, it's not essential. But let me just go to the half.
That's a neat trick though, I think.
Almost there. Right, so now I am ready to start building the first part of my short row shaped heel. So you see, so I'm at the halfway of my sock, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my work around. I'm going to chain 1 because that gives me the correct height of a double crochet, and I'm going to work all the way down until I come to last stitch of my new collar. So you see, as I join here, so I basically will only work in rows, and I will only work on the half of number of stitches for the heel. So now I chain 1, I will work all the way until I reach the last stitch of that row.
Alex just asked if I'm all right. I'm totally all right. I'm just absolutely fascinated. It's not often I'm struck dumb. Oh, Emma has asked, love watching and listening to Anna.
Oh,
she's so cheerful. Have bought the Narita shawl.
Yes, so it's this gorgeous little shawl.
So I don't miss out.
Thank you.
Yes, I think it's
Thank
gorgeous.
you, Emma.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, you will love Nerida shawl. It's my all-time favourite.
I know,
honestly.
I love it. I'm going to have to get myself into crocheting.
Do you know
I
what?
like the 2 colours we've got as well. We've got this lovely sort of inky grey, and then we've got the green that you've got there. Lovely colours.
Right, so let me just show you this.
They're on the website, if you wanted to look.
So now we have come to our last stitch, you see. What we're going to do, we're going to leave this stitch unworked, and we're going to turn our work again, chain 1, and then again work all the way until we reach the last stage. Until we reach the last stitch. Oh, Saturday morning.
I've been like that today as well.
Oh. So then we're gonna
work
do this again. So you see, all the way down to the last stitch, and again we're going to leave this last stitch unworked.
You're just so quick.
I just want to show you how to do the heel, because the heel is really nice. It's a really nice heel. It's a very strong heel as well. But it's, you know, you've got in your pattern, you've got a full picture tutorial on how to work it, but I still want to show you.
Yes.
So you stop until you reach the last stitch. So again, you're going to leave this last stitch unworked. You're going to turn. You're going to chain 1, and again work all the way until the last stitch. Leave the last stitch unworked, and you continue to do this until your pattern says how many stitches you must have left on your little row. So as I say, for me, I'm going to work until I have, don't know, let's have a look, 10 perhaps. I don't remember what the number is, but let's just pretend it's 10. See, almost there. You see, so you count those stitches that you have left, that you have worked through. So for me, I've got 14, so let's just do. So again, you see, chain 1 all the way until the last stitch.
So chain 1 takes it up a bit, doesn't it?
So chain 1 gives you the correct height of a stitch, because it's a turning stitch. So basically, it's a turning chain. In crochet, your stitches are height, so they basically work on height. So basically, the turning chains just gives you the correct height, because if you don't put the turning chain, your work will slant. It will be a bit slanty.
So you'd have to walk in a very strange way.
With sad little stitches that are slanting. Yes.
So the colours you're using are jade and grey. That's our jade and
Yes.
grey kit.
The jade is stunning.
It's a beautiful
I
colour,
love
isn't
that
it?
colour. And I think it works really well with the dark grey. It just pops out so
Yes,
nicely.
definitely.
So, as I said, those socks, you can have as many combinations as you wish. They are such, you know, you can do whatever colour you want.
Yes, of course you can.
The work
I mean,
is
we're
awesome.
selling it as a kit, but once you've got the pattern at home,
Yes.
you can buy some other yarn and do it in whatever colours you like. You just have to remember you want a yarn that's got a twist
Yes.
and that has
High
the
twist of
nylon.
nylon, yeah. This is a double knitting yarn for socks, which is amazing, because it's not that common actually for sock yarn to be a double knitting yarn. So the fibre space is a wonderful yarn, as I said, because it's sock yarn and it's also a double knit yarn, which is nice.
So nice snuggly socks for when you're
Right.
walking.
So I have reached my 8 stitches, not 10 even. You know, count much on. Let me just cut off the yarn. This yarn here, because it's kind of in the way and it's really annoying me. Just cut this off. I think I have used fabric scissors. I'm so sorry.
I think you're all right with yarn, as long as it's not paper.
Yes, that's true. Right, let me just tuck it in because it's going to be in the way. So when you create your heel, obviously you will do it a lot longer as I'm doing it here, because I just want to show you what we are doing. You see? So what you have done really, you have created little steps on each side of your heel. See, so you've got little steps on each side. So now what we are going to do, we're going to join all those rows with decreases. We're going to join all those rows in short row way. So we create a beautiful curve of our heel. So we want this wonderful little curve, you see? And that's what we're going to do now. So this is the second part of your heel. So what we're going to do, we're going to chain 1. We're going to work until the end of our row into every single stitch, so we don't leave any stitches left unworked. I'm going to work all the way down along our row. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. I know, it's so much crochet.
It's lovely though. It's therapeutic to watch. It really is.
So now, you see, we have done a full row. We worked on all our 10 stitches.
So you don't leave one undone.
No. On this one, because now we're doing the second part of our heel, we want all the stitches worked. So now what we are going to do, we're going to now work a double crochet into the side of our stitch from 2 rows below. You see? It's this stitch here. So we're going to literally work into the side of it. So this is where we are going to insert a hook. You can do it either through the whole stitch. I usually like to break it apart a little bit because I like the looks it gives me. It just looks a bit better. So what I would do, I will insert my hook into the first strand, followed by the second strand. Again, this is on the side of your foot, of your stitch. It's not into the top, it's the side. You're going to work a double crochet. You see? So you've got a little slant forming here already. So it's kind of beginning to dip now. And this is what we want, because this is how it will curve. And now, you see this stitch we missed here? We've got the stitch that we have missed. What we're going to do, we're going to work a slip stitch into this one. So just insert your hook into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through that stitch and immediately through the stitch on your hook. And now we're going to turn. You see, we already have a nice curve here. It's forming, a little curve is happening already. We're going to chain 1, and again we are going to work all the way down until every stitch of that row is worked. So we're going to work all the way down. Just really want to show you how this heel is worked, because the heel is so lovely. It really works on, it really caps your heel really nicely, and it's worth doing.
In all seriousness, actually, this is a good thing to have if you do walking.
Yes.
Because to have well-fitted socks,
Absolutely.
definitely.
So now we come to the end of our row. You see, you can really see this wonderful curve that we have created here already. And again, we are going to work 1 double crochet into the side of our stitch here, so the stitch 2 rows below. So you see you've got a little step here, is the side just above that. So we're going to work a double crochet into this stitch.
And what size crochet hook have you got there?
I've got a 4.
4.
Yeah. And then we're going to slip stitch into the miss stitch here.
So is this like knitting that you need to, do you have to use a 4, or does it depend on your tension?
It depends on your tension. The pattern gives you, you need to follow the tension correctly to have the right fitted socks. You adjust the hook, however, if your tension is tight, then go for a bigger one. If your tension is loose, then go for a smaller one, as long as you follow the tension correctly. Let me just finish this, and that will be the last bit. So now we have created this wonderful 2 curves.
Yes, just showing we sell the hooks as well.
We have created those wonderful 2 curves. So again, what we're going to do, we're going to turn around, we're going to chain 1, work all the way down, work a double crochet into this stitch here.
So
and
each
then
time you're
slip stitch
going a
into
bit
this.
further down?
Yes. So all the time what you're doing is just bringing this all down. So it all starts to curl. So when you finish, your heel will look like this, you see? So all you're doing is just you curling that heel down. So that way, when you're wearing your socks, it gives you beautiful, nice heel. So when you put your heel in it, it fits really nicely. So this is a beautiful heel, and I hope you like it.
I think it looks lovely, and you've made it look so easy.
It is. Actually, oddly enough, it is incredibly easy. It really is. But in case you want some help, you've got picture Lilac tutorial in the pattern. Oh, let me just show it up to you. So you've got the picture tutorial in the pattern.
If you lay it flat, you can see it really clearly.
There you go. So it will guide you through every single stage. So don't worry. It's all okay. And you also have charts for the leg parts.
So the most popular we've got at the moment is the mustard and silver.
I'm not surprised.
That's this
it's
one.
so nice.
It is, isn't it? I love that colourway too.
To be honest, I love them all. I really do. I really love them all.
I like colour. I like the jade and the mustard.
The jade is stunning. I love the jade.
I think
it's
the
such
jade
a
and the
gorgeous
mustard
bright
looks
colour.
lovely.
Yummy.
But you'd have to buy both.
You have to buy both, but then you can make many socks. Many socks. Right, before I finish the socks, I want to show you one more thing on them. So this is when you finish your sock and you are ready for your ribbing. The ribbing is worked in front post and back post trebles. You will do it on a smaller hook, which is a 3.5 hook, which I didn't unfortunately take. So I've got a 4, so that's fine. It's fine. I just show it with the 4.
So we've got this lovely set here.
Oh wow!
Look at this.
Oh yes, I remember them. They're gorgeous.
Yes, this starts at 2 and goes up to 6.
These are nice.
They're very nice, and I love the fact
the
they're in this nice case as well.
Nice and neat.
Yeah, that's really nice. Sorry.
No,
You're going
that's
to
fine.
do it on the bigger one anyway.
Yeah. So this is my sock.
Do you want? You're
I
right. Yeah.
finished it. I'm fine. And what you're doing is the ribbing. So the ribbing is done on smaller hook, and it is work in front post and back post trebles. What it basically means that on the last row of your leg part, you will create half trebles, which are now then ready for our front post and back post trebles. So you see, I'm going to start with the front post treble here because I've done some already. So I'm just going to go into the front post treble. So that's UK treble, US double crochet. So you're going to go yarn around the hook, then insert your hook from front to back to front again around the stem of your next stitch. So you don't work into the top of the stitch, but into the stem of it, into the base, well, base of it, I suppose. And then you're going to go yarn around the hook, pull it through that stitch, you see? So your stitch, your yarn is wrapped around that stitch. And then yarn around the hook through 2 stitches and yarn around the hook through 2. So that is your front post treble. Now to work a back post treble, again around the stem of our next stitch, we're going to go yarn around the hook again, but this time we're going to go from the back to the front to back again, you see? So we wrap the hook around that stitch and then grab your yarn and pull it through. 3 loops on our hook, then yarn around the hook through 2, and yarn around the hook through 2. Let me show you this again. So now again we're going to work in a front post treble. So we're going to go yarn around the hook, from front to back to front again, around the stem of our next stitch, grab your yarn and pull it through, and finish off your treble as normal. So that's your front post treble. To work a back post treble, yarn around the hook, from the back to the front to the back again, grab your yarn and pull it through. See, so you wrap your yarn around that stem of that stitch and then finish off your treble as normal. So that will give you a beautiful ribbing at the front, which got a nice stretch to it.
So you just do just one row, or have you done
No,
a few rows?
this one is 3 rows.
Right.
So you've got, as I said, you've got beautiful rows. So then on the next row, you will just work around the post of your stitches of the trebles, the front post and back post trebles you have created on the row before. But it gives you just beautiful stretchy edging and it just looks really neat.
Yeah, it does look lovely.
I think it's really pretty.
So can you just tell us a bit about the yarn that we're using? You said it was double knitting.
Yes.
So it feels beautiful. I like this. Socks, yay, double knitting.
It's sock yay! Sock yay!
So
love it.
Where's it from?
So it's made by Fiber Space. It's designed by Coop Knits, and it's fine superwash merino and nylon. And to be honest, you don't really have many double knitting sock yarns on the market. They usually come in 4-ply. So it is really a treat to have a double knitting sock yarn.
Yes.
It really is. It's quite unusual, and it's a luxury sock. It really is a luxury one. It's, you know, it doesn't actually show in the price because the price is very affordable, but the yarn is beautiful. It's a dream to work with, and it's just nice, and the colours are so amazing.
They are. And we bought this in especially for these kits.
Yeah.
And obviously one kit makes 2 socks. And
yeah, a pair. You will give you a pair. Yeah, he won't give you just one. No. You won't just have one little sock. Yes. Yeah,
so it makes the 2 socks, and it's basically aimed at the middle one, isn't it? That's how much you've got enough yarn to make the middle one. So you've got plenty to make the little shorty.
Yes.
And then if you want to make the one on the right and you want to add some other colours, you would add colours to that.
You will need to have more yarn. This one is for the the middle one.
Yeah.
Yes, for the kind of medium calf sock, which is a good length as well. Actually,
Yes.
it's a very nice length. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely socks. Very comfortable to wear.
They are really lovely. I really like them. Oh, they're so cute. I really like my socky wookies.
Oh, so jade and grey's in the lead at the moment.
Oh,
There's popularity.
The jade.
It keeps
'cause it's
changing.
so
So come on then, come on. Let's root for the grey on grey.
So this is kind of It's kind of tealy. It's got some teal in it.
It
that one,
is,
actually.
yes, it has,
It's got a bit
hasn't
of
it?
teal in it. It's beautiful. It's got teal in it. So it's teal and kind of very dark teal. Well,
It's lovely. I think it's a really nice one. So I think they're
It's very-
lovely. They are really beautiful.
but I'm not surprised the jade is lush. It's such a strong colour.
It is, the jade. It is. I mean, this is such a superb gift. And, you know, obviously we're too late for Mother's Day, but Father's Day is in June, isn't it?
Absolutely.
And you could really, I mean, this, I know, you know, giving socks to fathers is like sort of tradition and a
Or
bit of a
tie.
joke.
Socks and
Yeah,
ties.
socks and ties. But actually, you know, handmade, I think,
it's
is something in
so
special. It really
but
is.
I also think socks are incredible. Do you know what? 2 years ago, I gave my whole family, everyone in my family, I made socks for them, for my nephews and my sister, because it's kind of like, you know, warm feet, warm hearts, isn't it?
Yes.
Socks are really special, I
Yes.
think.
I think
It just
you're
kind
right.
of, it means like you're wrapping them in a hug in a way. Especially now that we can't actually hug someone physically. It means like you're passing on a hug. I feel like that about shawls, gloves and socks. Just wrap you up in a hug.
Wrap you in a hug. I think that's lovely. And this yarn is so beautiful. Okay, we've got another question. Interesting. So if I get 2 kits, can I make 3 pairs of socks?
No, you will be still able to make 2. The reason is you will have a lot left of the main color, but you won't have a lot left of the contrast. Because on the contrast one, you will have more than enough to make a full. You might be able to make the shorties actually. You will be definitely able to make obviously 2 pairs of the medium length one, and I think you might be able to make an additional pair of the shorty socks, but you won't have enough to make 3 full pairs, unfortunately, because you won't have enough of the contrast yarn.
So we're going to recap these 3 bundles quickly before we go on to that lovely shawl, which I can't wait to see. So jade and grey to start with. So most popular at the moment. So this is this one, and don't forget, each of these 3 bundles come with this lovely instruction sheet, which is so clearly written out. So you've got all of the instructions row by row, and you also have the step-by-step photos as well to show you. Right, sorry, say that again, would you? Oh yes, if you note down today's date, so the YouTube clips, if you go to the YouTube channel, you can put in the date and 13th of March, and then that will give you the options of which one you want to watch, and then you can watch that again. Because that tutorial, it was mesmerising, wasn't it? And it just made you want to watch and watch and watch. But she's very quick, so you might need to watch it again. So that's the jade and grey. Then we have the grey and grey. Yeah, it is. It's like a seafoam green. It's definitely got flecks of green in the darker colour here. This is really fun, and it is this really lovely soft yarn that's been bought in specially for this. It has a twist. It has the nylon content to make it suitable for sock making, and it is double knitting. It's beautiful, high-end, luxurious yarns. Really lovely. That's really, really good price. And then this one. Lovely. This is the mustard and the silver. So again, isn't this gorgeous? So this is the 3 hanks of yarn as well as the pattern for your £20.99. Really lovely and soft and a really lovely colourway. So at the moment, the jade's in the lead, but it keeps changing every minute. And I think they're absolutely gorgeous. If you have already checked out from Sewing Street and you want to buy this, don't forget the P&P you've already committed to earlier covers this as well. So it's just the 1 P&P for the day. It doesn't matter how many times you check out, it's still the 1 P&P for the whole day, which is a really good thing to know, because there's nothing worse. I was going to buy something the other day on the internet, obviously not from Sewing Street, from something else, and it looked like a really good price, and then the postage was about £8.
Yeah.
And I just thought, no.
And you think, no, that's not a good price at all. Yeah. I think this is how a lot of places do get you actually. You think like, oh, it's a really, it's good item, it's cheap item, but actually when it comes to the yeah.
Yeah, looking
The
at the posting.
P&P.
So it's a one post and packing for the whole day, which is really good. So if you bought your sock and you've checked out, no worries, go back in, buy the shawl, and you still use the same post. So let's look at these. So we'll start with the green, because I was bringing the other one forward. Look at these. So this time you get 5 hanks. Look at this lovely colour, this lovely rich colour. So again, is this double knitting again?
No, this
So
one
this
is
one
a 4
is
ply.
this is 4 ply.
This one is
So
a 4
4
ply.
ply
Yes.
is finer, isn't it?
It is finer. It's thinner than the double knit.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Again, it's the same yarn. It's just thinner.
So is this one size? So
This
one
is just
size
one
fits
size.
all.
It comes in one size. Yes.
Yeah. And again, you have, as we were talking about earlier, about tension and whether you need to do that, there is this little thing in here, it says tension, so telling you how you make your little tension square, and then you measure it to make sure that it's going to come out to that size,
Absolutely.
otherwise you up a hook or down,
Yes.
depending on whether you want to make it.
depending whether you loose or tight.
Yes. So it's very simple. You've got your 2 colourways of this beautiful yarn. So again, have we got, is it just wool or has this got nylon in?
It's got the nylon as well.
well.
It's a sock yarn as well, but it works really nicely on shawls. I mean, sock yarns do work beautifully on shawls. Yeah.
Yes, so this again, it's 75% fine superwash merino wool with 25% nylon. And yes, this lovely crescent, so it's not the yarn that makes the shawl, it's the superb pattern that makes this crescent shaped shawl.
I think it's the colour as well. The colour is
The
stunning.
colour's
colour.
beautiful, isn't it? It's really
gorgeous.
lovely.
When I was making this shawl, I thought, oh, this colour is like, it's perfect for it.
It is, it's gorgeous. And it's lovely light colour. Oh, look, there you are wearing it, look.
There I am. Oh, I had the haircut then. Oh, it's so nice. I hadn't had haircut in a year. Oh, I miss haircuts. I miss my short
And we
hair.
have a second colourway, so that's the one that we've got there as an example, isn't it?
Yep.
And the second colourway, so this is lilac. I think this is rather lovely too.
Stunning. Do you
Isn't
know
it
what? When I first
gorgeous?
saw it on a picture, I was saying that. Oh, but actually seeing it in real life is gorgeous.
Yes, it's sort
a
of,
nice colour.
yeah, it is. It's a very soft colour. I think that will go with a lot of other colours as well.
Yes.
So it'll go well.
Actually, we are absolutely right. With denim, with anything.
Yes, it's really
Yes.
pretty. So again, you get the 5 hanks and you get the instruction sheet with the very, very clear step-by-step instructions.
Yeah. So you've got a written pattern there.
row by row. This is, you know, get this now, start crocheting, and when we're allowed to meet in the garden, yay, you've got something to
ready.
put on. Little
Ready
wrap.
for your show. I mean, I
Just
love
to
that
warm
show,
you
to
up.
be honest. It's actually, I think it's one of my favourite shows I have ever designed actually.
I love the pattern
and I
on
wear
it.
and I wear it all the time.
Yeah, I
The
do love
pattern
it.
is actually very simple to make, so don't be afraid. Because I know some people can get scared of crocheted lace. This is very simple, so don't be afraid. I'm going to actually show you very quickly. So you've got this. It isn't actually difficult at all to make. So again, do not be afraid. It's nice. So I made a small swatch here in the lilac one. And all the lace is, where's my stuff? There it is. All the lace works on these stitches and 3 trebles together. So I have done.
Can you move it slightly to the right, because you can. Right, that's it. Because
There we
otherwise
go.
you're behind the information.
Oh,
That's
I see.
it. Lovely.
Yes, of course, yes. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to work a V-stitch into the V-stitch that we have worked on previous round, or row even. So V-stitches are work in treble. So again, that's UK treble, US double crochet. So we're gonna go yarn around the hook into our chain space, grab a yarn and pull it through. 3 loops on hook, yarn around the hook through 2, yarn around the hook through 2. Then we're going to chain 1, and again we're going to work into the same chain 1 space, and again finish off the treble as normal. So we've got a little V-stitch. So then what we're going to do, we will have a 3 trebles group. So we've got three trebles in 1 stitch. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to work into the middle of those trebles only. So again, we're going to work 3 trebles into that stitch. So you see, it's a very simple lace. There's nothing difficult, but it's incredibly effective. And I think this is the thing, you see? So you've got V-stitch and the 3 treble group. So again, we come to our V-stitch, so we're going to work a V-stitch here. And obviously you've got increases on each side of the shawl to give you the beautiful crescent shape.
So are you starting in the middle?
No, you're starting right on the top here. So this is
sorry, that's what I meant, like the middle of the top.
Yes, sorry, yes. You start right on the top. So you will start here and you expand with increases all the way down. And of course, with any of my patterns, if you need any help at all, just go onto my website, which is just at the back of every single pattern. You've got here, so it's www.muchka.co.uk. And if you need any help, you can go straight to an email and I will be there to help. So I don't want you to feel like you were abandoned to your patterns. I am always there to help you in any way at all.
I think that's really, really gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Would you mind just doing that one more time?
Sure, of course.
You've done it really beautifully, but I know that I need to see it again.
So we've worked a V-stitch, which is a treble, chain 1 and treble. So now we come to our 3 treble group. So what we're going to do,
go in the middle.
We are going to work, 3 trebles into the middle stitch of the 3 treble group. So yarn around the hook, grab the yarn and pull it through, finish up your treble, and again, 2 more trebles into that stitch. See? So we work at 3 trebles. So again, we're gonna come to our V-stitch. So that means we have to work a V-stitch into this one.
So you're missing out one.
You're missing the stitches in between. So you're missing this stitch and you're missing this stitch. So you're working in a V-stitch and only into the second stitch of your 3 treble group. So you're missing the stitches in between.
Yeah.
So the shawl is made in parts of lace and plain stitching. So you've got, if I show you here, I don't know, actually if I can put it down, if you can see it better.
Yes.
See? So you've got your lace panels and your plain panels, and again lace, plain, and edging here at the end.
I know that, it's not easy to say because it depends on each person, but roughly how long would it take you to do that?
Because you are making it on 5mm hook, it grows really, really fast.
Well, because on the yarn it says 2.5, but
yes.
You're actually doing it on
but
5.
Because it's a shawl, you want the movement, you want it to be airy and light. Yes. So you always do it on bigger hooks than whatever the yarn recommends, because you want this, as I said, if you make it really tight, you'll be really stiff and dense, and you don't want that in a shawl. You want it to flow beautifully.
Very light, yes.
Yeah, so you will always use the bigger hook, and actually it works out really, really fast. But the key here, when you make shawls, the key here, you have to block them after you make them, because that's what will take your shawl from wonderful to absolutely amazing. So if you look at this swatch here, so this is the little swatch I have made. This way, that's the right way. And it's very, you can't really see the lace here, it's all very bunched up. But when you block it, it opens everything up and shows your lace parts and just makes your shawl absolutely stand out. So what I mean by blocking is when you finish your shawl, you weave in all the ends. You need to soak it in lukewarm water with some maybe like wool wash or wool soak. Squeeze out all the excess lac moisture, roll it in a towel to get all the moisture out, and then you're going to pin it to its full lac measurement. So you see on this one, on the edging here, you've got all the little points. So you're going to pin every single point so it opens up really nicely. So that's what will open up your shawl. Yes. And you will finish it and you think like, oh my God, this is really small. But when you block it, it will be just like, wow, it's amazing.
And when you wash it, do you have to block it again?
No,
every time you wash it, do you have to do that?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So every time you wash your shawl, you block your shawl, because this is what, as I said, opens up your lace, opens up your whole shawl.
I'm sorry if I'm asking daft questions, but I'm sure somebody else has these same questions. You can block it on a towel?
On a towel, on a spare bed.
Right.
Right. It needs to be a space because it's, as I said, it's not. Oh, where are you going? It's not a tiny shawl. It's a good
Yes.
it's a good length. It's a good size. So you need a bit of space. So
Yeah.
I usually do it on the floor, on the towel. I place towels on the floor and do it on the floor. So I move everything out of the way and do it on the floor overnight, or on my spare bed. But whenever I do it, the cuts thing is the most interesting thing on the planet, and
Of
they will
course
go.
it is. Going to
They
sit
will
right in the
never
middle.
go into this room at all. But suddenly it's like, oh, what are you doing in there? It's very interesting. I go over there now.
And sit right in the middle of it.
Right in the middle of it, because like, oh, it's new, it's a good thing, yes. So as I said, but blocking is essential when you're making shawls. So when you finish it, blocking will take it from beautiful to an absolute
Stunning.
To stunning.
And talking about blocking, what about socks? Do you have to do that with
Yes,
socks?
you do. You don't have to. It's not essential, but it's nice to block them because, again, as I said before, crochet fabric works differently. So it stretches lengthwise than widthwise. And you might find them like, oh, you think, oh, a bit tight or something. You block them and they'll be perfect. So I usually block them by pinning them out because I've got sock blockers, but I don't really like my sock blockers at all, to be honest. I think they're a little bit too narrow for my feet, so they don't really do.
So a sock blocker is like a pretend foot, is it?
Yeah, it's like a kind of like it's usually made out of plywood or wire or plastic. It's very flat and it's the width. But my sock blockers are too narrow for my feet, so I don't see the point in them. So I usually just, again, soak it in water, roll it in a towel to get all the excess like moisture out, and then I usually will pin it on a towel and allow it to dry like
so
naturally.
again,
Yeah.
every time you wash it, or you don't need to once you've done it once.
I've done it once. I don't need to do it again.
Okay, so it's just a shawl. It's just a shawl. If you want, I mean, you're not going to wash the shawl very often. 'Cause
No,
it's an outer
no, it's
garment.
just a shawl. But socks, you don't need to block them every single time. I mean, you can, of course you can, but I don't I don't think you do. You know, you can.
So Helen has asked us. Oh, she said, Anna, I bought the green shawl. Just couldn't resist. I love your beautiful shawls. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you,Elen. I love you too.
It is absolutely beautiful.
It is a stunner, isn't it?
And
I love
honestly, I can't decide which I prefer, that lovely green or this really sort of beautiful violet colour. That's really gorgeous.
Yeah, I
the
think they are both
the
really
lilac
nice.
is the winning one. Well, of course, lilac is perhaps more for spring and summer,
It is.
isn't
It's very
it?
light colour, absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think it will go
And
with
it's,
lots
do you
of
know what? The
things.
wonderful thing about this yarn, it's not, it does have some kind of slight undertones to it.
It does,
It's not just
yes.
a solid plain colour. It does have some undertones to it, and it gives you kind of a depth in colour. It's
It does.
really beautiful.
So if you actually look at a skein quite closely, you can see the shading. Let me take that out of the way. You can see the shading on the yarn. So look, if we look here, it's difficult to see on camera, but can you see it's sort of not a solid colour, as you said.
It does have depth to it. It does have
Yes.
some slight shading there.
Yes.
That gives you just kind of a little bit dimension. I'm just trying to quickly show you. I'm almost done. The
back to her
heel on my
heel.
sample.
So we're going to quickly recap the kits for you so that you have got these in your mind, fresh in your mind. So this is the lilac shawl. So for the lilac shawl, you get 5 of these hanks of yarn and, of course, the instructions, very detailed instructions. Makes that beautiful shawl. It makes a brilliant gift for somebody if you crochet it for them, but it also, if you've got a crocheting friend, it makes a good gift to give them to do themselves. So that's a really lovely, lovely kit. $34.99. We also have it in the jade green, which is the example that Anna has got on the table over there. So that's the jade green. And again, it has sort of, it's not a solid colour. It's sort of got flecks of colour, so that gives it that lovely dimension. Really beautiful. 5 hanks, $34.99, including the instructions. Of course, the instructions can be used again and again and again. So once you've got them, you can use your own yarns as well. So these are our brand new socks pattern. And you've got 3 patterns in the pattern. And the yarn that comes with it is enough to make the middle one. So of course it's enough to make the small one as well, obviously. But it's enough to make a pair of the middle one. If you want to make the longer length one with the additional colours, you need to buy the additional colours. brand new yarns, and again, as with the shawl yarn, this is a mixture of merino wool and nylon, which makes it particularly good for socks because it's robust and they'll be hard, long wearing, but still really soft or gorgeous to touch. They really are. And again, you sort of have these sort of, it's almost, I can't say they're hand dyed because they're probably not, but that's got that feel to it because of these sort of variations. So that's one pack. Then we have the silver and mustards, which is this one. So again, that's a really lovely colourway there. So that's your heel and toe and the little decoration onto the ankle bit. And then finally, we have green on green. So again, I think you can really sort of see the flex on that one. It's beautiful. So you've got the 3 hanks for that, and that makes you a pair of socks. Bespoke, handmade, handcrafted, super soft, long lasting.
Indeed.
So they will last for ages. So this makes a fabulous gift for Father's Day. Although it's Mother's Day tomorrow, so we're not getting ahead for him. So have you finished your heel, Anna?
I have finished my heel. It's a little heel, so it's not the heel that you will see in your sock, but it's a miniature version of the heel. So you see, so by just going into the side of my rows and slip stitching, I have created a little heel. You see, so this is what it will look like. See, it's got
so
a
now you'll go back
curve.
to the other colour.
Beautiful turn. So now you go back to the other colour and continue to work.
And you work in the round.
So yes. So for the toe part and for the leg part, you will work in the rounds. For the heel and the leg part, you will work in rows.
Right.
So you start to work in rows with your joined rows here. But for the toe and the foot part, you will work in continuous rounds. So that means you're not going to chain one or slip stitch to join your rounds.
That's really good. Thank you ever so much. I've
Thank
thoroughly
you.
enjoyed
It's been a pleasure.
And it's sort of like, are you all right, Wendy? Yes, I'm just fascinated. Totally fascinated. I love your accent.
Oh, thank you.
The words roll. They're lovely. And really lovely. And so thank you ever so much. And I hope we have another time with
I'm
you.
sure
I would
we
love
will.
to do it again. Do you know when you're back in, Anna?
Not sure.
Not sure.
No, I'm not sure.
But I'm sure Rebecca Reed will be in touch.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure. And
Yes.
that will be
I think it will be in April at some point. We don't know exactly which day in April, but
yes,
it will be
it'll
in
be
April.
somewhere in April. That would be really
So
good.
at some point in April, yes.
And so let's look at tomorrow's shows. Oh, haven't got those ready. Oh, there's me jumping ahead there. So it's going to be, it's the first time I've worked 2 days in a row. I mean, I do work 2 days in a row all the time, but I mean for Sewing Street. It's going to me and Rachel Ilsley, who I'm so looking forward to meet because we are Messenger and Facebook and friends and things. It's really going to be great to be with her tomorrow. Yarn Lane is back on Monday with Rebecca Reed and Louise Walker, who is from Sincerely Louise. And they are doing, yes, I remember Louise. She did these amazing. So they're doing knitted animal heads. So yes, we've had her at the Knitting and Stitching Show. Amazing, amazing young woman. So do make sure you choose in 12 o'clock on Monday, and that's for Yarn Lane. But Sewing Street tomorrow. Are we ready yet? We've got a surprise for you. Are we allowed to say yet? We're not going to say until tomorrow. You've got to join me at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning to find out what the surprise is. So we will see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining us today. Do have a look on the website. Remember, the post and packing lasts the whole day, so you can still go back and reorder other things, and it's all covered. And so that's it from me today. We will see you in the morning.